Good evening. The fault lines within the ANC are playing themselves out in the public domain tonight. The MK-MVA wants Derek Hanekom expelled from the party. This follows the ANC National Executive Committee members' confirmation that he met the economic freedom fighters to discuss ways to oust then-President Jacob Zuma. Zuma today tweeted that Hanekom is a known enemy agent. He's the third member of Zuma's cabinet that the former president has fingered as a spy.
It's been a long week of startling disclosures. It all began with the EFF leader Julius Malema opening Pandora's box. He fingered Derek Hanekom as one senior ANC official to have discussions with the EFF.
We were working with Derek Hanekom.
This, Malema argued, was to oust then-President Jacob Zuma. Hanekom did not deny the meeting with the EFF. The MK-MVA now wants the ANC NEC to expel Hanekom.
We have an ANC member who plotted against, who was then an incumbent president, President Jacob Zuma, and against the African National Congress. Now, the ANC constitution is very clear that when you plot against the ANC with opposition parties or enemies, you are acting in a manner that makes it impossible for you to continue.
The debacle has seen mudslinging on the streets of Twitter. Former President Jacob Zuma labelled Hanekom a known enemy agent. The EFF says Hanekom wasn't the only one it met during those restive days to oust Zuma.
We met quite a number of ANC leaders and very senior leaders, and amongst them Mr. Derek Hanekom has confirmed that he has met me on more than 3 occasions at the Eastgate Mall. What more can I say, because it comes from the horse's mouth. There's nothing much that I can say, but we met quite a lot of them, and really we nearly made it on that vote of no confidence. We lost with about 17 or 25 votes.
But one ANC veteran is of the view that Hanekom was not in the wrong.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with Derek Hanekom meeting EFF. After all, there was a motion to have President Jacob Zuma removed as president of the country. Derek Hanekom's position and that of a number of other ANC MPs was quite clear on that.
ANC Secretary General Magashule shortly before midnight issued a strange statement. Contrary to discussing issues internally, Magashule openly described Hanekom as a wedge-driver and a charlatan. The NEC is expected to discuss this matter when it sits on Friday. It's clear the gloves are off. Natasha Piri, SABC News, Johannesburg.
Well, tomorrow the ANC's National Executive Committee is due to start that 4-day meeting. And as you heard, late last night, the ANC Secretary General, Magashule, releasing a statement in which he called Derek Hanekom a charlatan and a wedge driver. That's after Hanekom confirmed to the SABC yesterday he had met with the EFF to discuss that no-confidence vote against then-President Jacob Zuma in 2017. Magashule says this shows Hanekom is not working with the ANC and has been working against the party. Let's get a bit more on this now. Mavuso Msimang is a veteran member of the ANC and a member of the ANC Group of Elders. Mr. Msimang, good evening to you. Thank you for your time tonight. What's your reaction to the statement with the Secretary-General of the ANC calling Derek Hanekom a charlatan?
Well, thank you very much to you, Stephen, and I greet your viewers as well. It's really amazing, the pronouncement of the Secretary General. Maybe I should just start off by saying, is it the same Secretary General who, after the election of Cyril Ramaphosa, told a group of people in Pietermaritzburg that the real ANC was only going to come 5 years later? Is that the same person who believes that Derek Hanekom is in breach of ANC discipline by working to remove Jacob Zuma, who was subsequently removed by the ANC? Is it the same ANC Secretary General who was said not long ago to be involved in the formation of the party? I think it's called the ATP. And without saying that he was involved in that, where was this MKMVA with a requirement for his suspension so that this thing could be investigated. I want to give my answer as follows. The Constitutional Court, I think in 2016, decided that Jacob Zuma had failed to protect, to defend, to respect, and to uphold the Constitution. It made that pronouncement unanimously. The spirit of that finding by the Constitutional Court was supposed to be implemented by the ANC MPs, deciding to remove Jacob Zuma as his incompetence had been declared by the Constitutional Court. That did not happen. I think there were other motions that were moved by the opposition party. The ANC took some kind of umbrage on a principle, a very shady principle that you should never vote on a motion by the opposition. By the way, this is an opposition, not the enemy. We dealt with the enemy a long time ago. I hear people talking very liberally about working with the enemy. You can work with the opposition. So let's make that distinction. But I'm just saying here, if the ANC had done what it was supposed to do and implement the spirit of the finding of the Constitutional Court, there would have been no need for Derek Hanekom and others to act on their conscience and decide that they would rather uphold the Constitution of South Africa than perhaps look at what the clauses of the Constitution of the ANC states.
So we had that statement last night from the ANC Secretary General. Then today on Twitter, the former President, Jacob Zuma, the person you've been referring to, saying Hanekom was a, quote, known enemy agent. Do you believe that claim from the former President?
Well, I mean, I would have to believe also that we, the older people in the ANC, so-called veterans, 101, were also enemy agents. And I think anybody who takes a strong position against corruption that is so manifest in the ANC was, and unfortunately continues to be, the Gupta issue. Anybody who took a firm position against that automatically qualifies to be an enemy agent. So you had what is then Siphiwe Nyanda, you had Ramatodi, all of them being enemy agents, in spite of their having been elevated to cabinet as soon as they took a position against corruption. So there is no credence whatsoever to be placed on what Zuma is saying, both about those two people and now Derek Hanekom. Hanekom was fired by Jacob Zuma, who had put him into cabinet as tourism minister in the first instance. What consistency is there? You know that the person is an enemy agent or whatever he calls them, and yet you entrust them with a responsibility at cabinet level. It does not make any sense whatsoever. You're dealing with very dangerous polemics, which are extremely dangerous to the African National Congress.
Mr. Msimang, I do have to ask, though, the obvious question, which is, if a member of Party A meets a member of Party B to try and remove the leader of Party A, I mean, isn't that anti-ANC behavior for someone to go to another opposition party to plot to remove the leader as president?
There was a position taken by the ANC at Luthuli House. Secretary General Gwede Mantashe said, you vote for the position of the ANC, you support that position, or you get up, something like that. Forget about conscience. I don't know of anybody who has forgotten that Tambo used to say democracy is about the rule of the people, but also governance in good ethics. So if you dispense with conscience, I don't know what remains. I think Derek Hanekom, if he may not even have explicitly stated it as such, was acting on the principle that the Constitutional Court of South Africa had decided that Jacob Zuma had failed, and it expected the ANC to act accordingly. It didn't. Now, to blame Derek Hanekom for meeting with other people of the EFF who are now the enemy. They are the opposition. They are another party. I don't understand what the big deal is about meeting Malema. There is a much bigger deal with Jacob Zuma sitting with people called the Land First, Black First, Land First, at the height of the elections, and taking photographs, supporting them. How much more can you violate the spirit of the ANC than to support people who are not part of the ANC, who are contesting elections with the ANC?
Mr. Msimang, there is this NEC meeting. It starts tomorrow. It runs for 4 days. Do you believe the African National Congress is going to be able to weather the storm to survive this turmoil?
I really hope. No, my heart always tells me that it will happen. There comes a few times when you just say, my head says, as long as people only pay lip service to the issue of organizational renewal and of unity, we will find it very difficult to get together. So far, people are talking unity and acting disunity. The examples that I've given, which continue, by the way, all the time. You've got the president saying something, the Secretary General says the opposite. You have a pronouncement on the South African Reserve Bank, and you find a counter-pronouncement on that thing. These things are no longer just harmful to the ANC. Because we are a governing party, they are extremely deleterious to the interests of the nation.
Mr. Msimang, thank you very much indeed for your time tonight. Veteran member of the ANC Elders Group, Mavuso Msimang.